Hey everybody, welcome to Comic Book Club. I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And we are here in a green screen. We're not going to edit an image on the back of it, because who has the time? Who are you? Why do you have so much time? Get a hobby. And here's a hobby you can get into, comic books. Here are three we're going to talk about. Captain America #1, Detective Comics number 879, and of course, Ultimate Fallout #1.
It's weird because you seem like the angry one today.
Not angry. Not angry at all.
Anyways, so let's get right into Batman Detective Comics. This has been amazing. Scott Snyder pulling at the strings of what's going to happen. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy?
Definitely a bad guy.
Now revealed. Spoiler, bad guy.
He was revealed as a bad guy sort of last issue. This issue just makes him much, much worse.
Oh my god. And just when you think like, oh, this, you know, we know it's a bad guy, you know, we'll find out, but like, still ramping up the suspense, and the reveal was, even though you knew like something bad was going to be revealed, so amazing, so well done. The writing, the art, just really pinnacle of suspense.
The art's the real star here, I think, by Mr. Francesco Francavilla. It's like, it's so tonally correct for this story that it really just amps it up. Like, it's as if he's got a work light on the different characters with red and blue, and it's just so beautifully done.
I'm going to try to green screen it behind us.
Yeah, well, this is how we green screen here on Comic Book Club. You see how we're just laying this art on the green screen and having it fill it in. That's working it out. No, if you're not reading, this is by far my favorite Batman book that's going on right now. I'm super excited to have Scott Snyder taking over on Batman #1 when the DC relaunch, the reinvention, the year one.
Because this has been so amazing, I would hate for it to even go down a little bit.
Well, it's the same guy. Same ideas.
It's the same. Well, you know, it might be different. It's a new title. You don't know what's going to happen.
Well, it's
maybe there's more pressure for this title. I don't know.
Pete, I don't want to alarm you, but this is Comic Book Club #1. It's a relaunch.
What?
It's a reboot. So, like, I don't know if you think that this is going to be like an awkward
no,
or bad, but it's the same thing. You shouldn't. It's the same goddamn thing. We're all friends here. Jeez, it's just a green
Stop
screen.
Shouting.
It's a green screen.
Chamber.
Let's move on and talk about Captain America #1. This comic book by Edward Baker, Steve McNiven, kicking off a new story, perhaps because there's a movie to tie it into, called Captain America: The First Avenger.
Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. I wondered why they did that.
Good first issue. I feel like this is definitely a comic for people who perhaps haven't been reading Captain America for a number of years. They're using a lot of sort of like, remember World War II? That was crazy. Look, someone from back then showed up, and that's sort of awkward because it's a fight.
Wow.
So, which has been sort of
you should write comic books. I mean, the setup that you do is just really amazing.
I should write synopses for comic books, which I'm doing verbally right now for you. Which is something we've seen in a lot of the Captain America books lately, where it's like, oh, look at this, remember this super soldier, and he was a Nazi, and then it was a fight. And this is sort of similar to that, but the art's beautiful, the characters I really like. It's also sort of interesting. Steve Rogers was hooking up with a woman back in the day, back in World War II, named Peggy Carter, and now he's hooking up with a girl named Sharon Carter. They're related! What? Is that normal?
I don't know if it's normal, but when you're that old, you can do stuff like that.
You get a pass, you can have sex with people.
Yeah, if you're that old, it's so cool. It's alright.
I don't know.
Keep it in the family is the saying that people. Alright, anyways.
Oh, that's the theme of the new Captain America movie, right?
Keep it in the family. I would like to talk about McNiven's art. It's amazing. Really, even though that we've seen the storyline before, the panels, the action, keeps it fresh and new and exciting.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really well done. As far as the #1, it does its job. It gets me excited for a new series. Favorite villain coming back. It's great. I really thought this was well done.
Yeah. And it's nice to see a non-Red Skull villain sort of in Captain America's face.
Yeah.
As it were. I won't reveal anything else.
Plus, I loved how like the thought while I was running, and then like, there's no way this could happen. Really funny. Okay.
I don't know what you just said. Let's move on and talk about our last comic. And that comic is Ultimate Fallout, which is dealing with, called SpiderMan No More, dealing with the death of Spider-Man for all the rest of the characters. The characters we've come to know and love for so many years in the Ultimate Comics universe. Good Lord, they are crying and sad.
I just gotta say, you burped and kind of like blew in my face, and that's disgusting.
I did not do that.
Yeah. All right. So Ultimate Fallout. This I did not want to get this book, but a good friend of ours who's working the camera recommended it, and I read it, and I cried. It was very emotional.
Stanley.
I did
Stanley's thumb you just saw, ladies and gentlemen.
I did
Our
not.
good friend Stanley's working the camera. Very muscular thumb.
I did not want to like this comic. I'm not happy that Spider-Man's dead, but I think it's a good idea. Like in the Ultimate Universe, why not do things like this?
Kill people.
Yeah. So this was so touching, so well done, so powerful.
I know you must really be looking forward to the Ultimate Death of Peter Page.
No, I'm not.
This comic, I picked it up.
Look for the ultimate death of Justin Tyler, or some might call it a mediocre death.
Oh wow, same. The mediocre line I'm really looking forward to from Marvel Comics. It's called DC. Okay, let's move on.
What? Come on.
I'm just kidding. This comic, I picked it up and I was like, oh, a lot of like open panels. We see a lot of characters being sad. I'm like, Bendis, come on, where's the story? You're just phoning it in. And then there's this one page where you see all this kid that Spider-Man saved, and I straight up cried. I straight up cried. I'm sorry. Like he gets me. He's good.
I can't believe you're like Bendis. You're phoning it in.
Well, like it was just like, Mary Jane's upset.
If he
Gwen
does,
Stacy's upset. I get it.
If he does panels where people are so upset there's no need for words, that's phoning it in.
That's not phoning it. It was just like that's something I've seen before. And then but he uses it to like I admit like it's a straight up setup. He sets the emotional tone and then he turns it when Aunt May meets this young. I was Bendis. She meets this young girl character outside of the church where Spider-Man is being memorialized.
Don't spoil it.
Well, I'm not. It's an emotional. I can't spoil it. It's not a reveal. Like when you read this, like it is so simple and so like just truly like it just gets you in the heart without like, you can't stop it. It's one of those things where it surprises you, which is why his writing is so good because it caught me off guard, and I think purposely so. And I think that's why this is such a great comic, and I will definitely pick it up.
Good.
Guys, we're just softies except for Pete because he has a black heart. Let's say this has been a great show, and we just like to comment on ourselves. If you don't think so, please comment below.
And thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you're ever in New York City on Tuesday, we'd love to see you at our live show at the new People's Improv Theater. They've got a bar now.
They've got a bar,
so come have a drink. He'll buy a drink.
I'll buy you a drink for sure. Does anyone know what a green screen is? Thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching, true believers.